Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Stephanie Stevens Show. Today on my show, I have the incredible Miss Jasmine Masters. I have something to say. Now, the reason I asked Jasmine on the show today is because the show is all about Patti LaBelle. As you know, Patti LaBelle is a gay icon in our community and around the world. She is just an acclaimed singer that the gay community has embraced, and mainly the drag community. I mean, everywhere you go, you will hear drag queens doing a Patti LaBelle song from some era. And today, Miss Jasmine Masters, who I think does an amazing impersonation of Patti. So the show today is called Everything Patti. So we're going to talk about all things Patti LaBelle. So how are you, Miss Jasmine Masters? And welcome to the Stephanie Stevens Show. Thank you for doing this for me.
Thank you. I'm very good, Stephanie. Thank you. And I'm very honored to be here today. You are one of the very few legends that I cannot wait to meet personally to say how much I appreciate you for all your hard work for over the years. And, you know, I appreciate all the work you've done to keep me afloat to do what I'm doing today. You know, I couldn't have done the things that I do without you.
Thank you, thank you. You know, girl, it's been a hard road for all of us, and mainly for the old school girls who had to be in the trenches and learn the hard way.
Yes.
From dragging them suitcases to not getting paid well, to bad dressing rooms, to silicone, to this, to that, to doing what you had to do to make it in the world of female impersonation. We've come a long way.
And and I grew up in that era, and I appreciated all of them days. And even to this, well, until COVID hit, I was still getting ready in little closets and stuff. You know, because it's the part of the show business. You know, they say you go to the Apollo, you got to walk up a flight of steps to get to the dressing room, and they on the slides of a bathroom. So you know, I had to do the job, and I'm thankful that I had that experience. Most girls don't have that experience. Yeah, and that's something that I think you and I both can grow from and always remember.
Now, you know, I know you're from Los Angeles.
No, I'm from San Diego, California.
Oh, you're from San Diego. This woman.
I live in Los Angeles, yes, but I'm from San Diego.
Oh, so you're living in San Diego now?
No, I'm from San Diego. I live in Los Angeles.
Okay. So now I know that you have been doing Patti LaBelle for a while. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about Patti is because there's some things that I actually saw that were missing. Now, as you know, most of my life, I have made a living doing celebrity impersonations. Now, I find that the young children today do very less of that. I think because they're consumed with the internet, but they don't seem to emulate the people that they seem to care about, or the stars that they seem to sing all their songs. But none of them do the impersonations like the way we do them. And we value I think I wouldn't just say the talent, because the children today don't have the talent that our superstars had back in the day. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I know that a lot of people say that the impersonation world is dead and it's not coming back. But I think that this is an amazing opportunity to see these old celebrities back in these locage formats or in these cabaret formats, because when you think about people who buy tickets today in just regular theaters, they're not coming to see children jump around, I think, in colored wigs and bathing suits and have nothing to say. And the song makes no sense. You've heard one WAP song, you've heard them all.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what do they have to offer to the actual world of show business? The impersonations gives the girls a history. They give them a look. They give them that voice. Now, where do you find yourself with the Patti LaBelle? How did you start?
It started off at a contest at one of the clubs in San Diego, the Brass Rail. They was having tickets for like a Patti LaBelle impersonator or something to go see her in concert. And my friend had went over there and put my name, signed my name on the door, put our phone number. They called and told us like what time we need to be there, how long our music need to be, what we can have for props, da, da, da. So I didn't know anything about drag or doing makeup or anything. And I go to this event or this contest night and I win. And that's where Jasmine Masters was born. And that's when I first impersonated Patti LaBelle in front of people. Now I done done her all in the living room, the bedrooms. You know, I done flew around the house, kicked shoes off, all of that at home. But I never showed nobody that. And my best friend was like, who's now in heaven, he was like, oh, as much as we watch Patti, you're going to win us these tickets. And I went out there and won. And I've been doing it ever since.
Amazing. Now, what is the strongest part of Patti LaBelle you like? You like the look, or you like the songs, or you like the emotions of the songs, or is it just the overall show business aspect of her?
You know, the first time I heard her sing live, I do remember I got like chills. And I felt like I wanted to like scream hallelujah or jump out my skin or something. And I never felt that before. So I always say she was the first person that let me feel what the side of a Holy Ghost could be. Because I didn't know what was coming over me after seeing her performing. She's singing and she's flying across the stage and she's doing all this. The audience is up on their feet. People run up and down the aisles. So I felt whatever it was she was giving out. And I always feel like she's singing like from God. Like she sings because I get chills every time I hear her sing. So I always say that's a sign of God. So I think it's just who she is and what she and her emotion into a song and how every time she sings, it's a feeling there. You know, it's something totally different than the average singer singing. She's have something deep inside of it, and I always feel it. So I think it's, you know, I think it's her spirit in the songs and how she make me hear them.
Well, you know, it's strange that you say that. Years ago, you know, I worked with some of the best Patti impersonators in the world, and my favorite one, I'll never forget her, Miss April Summers from Detroit, Michigan. I know you know her. She used to always call me. She always used to say, "Larry." When I first saw her do Patti, I was just so impressed because she just came to life. And when I watch you, I see that same thing that she had when she's on the stage. She just, and it makes me feel like you're there. You're actually there. Even though when you were in your living room, girl, you were giving it your all. And I felt like I'm at a Patti concert. Yes. Girl, it was like, look at her. She's giving her all in the living room. This is priceless. And I thought, you know, Miss Patti LaBelle would just love this.
Oh now, my gosh. Thank you. You know, I feel like if it's showtime, it's showtime no matter if it's 1,000 people or one person. Somebody's watching me, so I better do what I do, you know? And sometimes, honestly, I feel like when I'm home and I'm playing music and I'm doing stuff and I start performing, sometimes I feel like I'm performing harder in my living room by myself without anybody watching. You know, so I always try to give my all when I'm on stage and someone watching me.
Wonderful. Now, you know, I used to watch, you know, Patti's always had the different hair looks. Now, even I tried to do Patti once or twice. Girl, when I got on the stage, it was like, I couldn't find that passion for Patti. You know, I love Patti. I couldn't find, but I used to always love the bucket hairdos. What's your favorite hairdo?
Oh, you know what? Wow. I did love the bucket. I love the bucket.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her bucket. And I love the one with the bucket with the hair coming down.
Uh-huh.
That was one of my favorite ones. And I like the fans that went up. You know what? I don't know. It's so many of them that I really enjoyed. But I think the bucket look with the hair here, I think she called it grapefruit or something. I love that one, and I love her Dora. I love what she have on her Dora. Because I love a good Dora.
Now, watching Patty, from the gay perspective, us as gay men, we just love the drag. We, like she says, the drag. I like the fact when I watch you try to consume the essence of Patty, which I think is important when you're doing a celebrity, because impersonation is the best form of flattery.
Right.
And I watched you do that show. And sometimes people might not understand that you have to embody the person to make people believe you are actually that person. And I take my wig off to you for that. I just think, girl, if you can kick them shoes off in your living room and strut around on that carpet and do that, listen, that is amazing. And today, with us all having to do all these virtual shows, drag don't look the same in our living room as it would on a stage. But you know what? You're doing it. And that's what I like about the fact that you're doing Patti LaBelle. Now, like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Patti LaBelle, maybe even, I think 5 years ago, she started selling her sweet potato pies. Now, everybody has made all kinds of sort of jokes or this and that about the pies and all kinds of things. But for some reason, 2 years ago, I think the boy's name is Cedric. He went on YouTube just playing around, I think because Patty was his idol. And he went and got the sweet potato pies from Walmart. And he came home and he did this little satire about eating the Patti LaBelle pie and it just doing all the screeching and the sounds she makes. Now, I like the fact that he did what he did for his idol and for the fact of just he saw an opportunity to either make himself famous or was just being funny, and it just went viral. The thing about the eating the pie and then screaming. What did you think of that? I know you've seen the.
I did see the one with James. I don't know the Cedric guy, but I did see the one with the guy James Wright. I know James. Me and James been in the same area, like grew up together for years, so we've been knowing each other for at least 15 years. When he did the video and it went viral, I was happy for him because that's my friend, and I was happy for her so people could finally know that she has stuff out there. And it was just great. But I knew her pies is out, and I've been to a couple of Walmarts, and I wanted to just see them, but they was always gone. So she was doing pretty good with the sales, but when he came and did the video, then it went viral and all of that, I was happy for both of them on both sides.
Wonderful. So now I see that you have been. I saw the show. Where were you at when you were doing the show? And you looked like you was in an arena or a gigantic theater, and you were doing the Patty with the long purple coat with the feathers, or?
Oh, I was in. I think that was London.
I
think we was in London at that time.
That must have felt incredible.
It was, and that wasn't like the first time I was able to perform her in something really big like that. But to actually have that on camera, like from start to finish, it was just mind-blowing because, when you impersonate your characters and stuff, little things that they do that you just wish, I wish I had that moment just to be able to walk through the crowd when it first opened up, like a concert form or, whatever it was. And the fact that I was able to have Latrice's husband, Christopher, record that for me, and he was right behind me and got a glimpse of everything. It was amazing. My mom seen it. She loved it. My aunties, because they were like, oh my gosh, all them people. Like, whoa, because it was a lot of people. But it felt good to be able to do that, to live out.
The good thing about that, Jasmine, is that you worked at it and you got what you wanted from it. And the audience responded to you like you were the real Patti LaBelle.
I know.
And that is an amazing thing. And you know what?
It's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, queens need that more often. Because they have worked very hard impersonating celebrities and just the art of drag in general. And these big theaters and the way things are going now is what the queens really needed. It's about time that they get to live these extraordinary lives because they've done the groundwork. And I'm just so happy that you are getting that. And
Thank you so much.
I know it's not easy because I know these queens and I know how even the social media can be towards us. But you know what? I like the fact, what is some of your best moments that you feel now? What are some of your best moments that you're doing these shows all over the world now? What are some of your best moments?
Not to sound, I guess what, cliche. I think every moment is my best and favorite moment because it's all new to me. I'm in a whole. I always cherished and valued anytime I performed and the things that was going on. I paid attention. I made sure I was always in the moment. But once I was able to live the second part of the dream, where I could have the big old audience there watching me, I think all of it is because everything is something different. It's always a different feeling. It's always a different outcome. The number could be the same song, but the movement's going to be different. It's just everyone is special to me. I don't think I have one particular one because they all been like mind blowing to me.
I want to say this here. I want to include Chad for just a minute. I know that you have a huge fan base. Now, we know the internet is good and bad. And now, what is some of the, of course, you're going to have these supportive fans, and then you're going to have people who support other Patti LaBelle impersonators. What are some of your worst fears? And have you had any really challenging moments with rethinking just the art of drag in general?
No, I haven't. I still be mind blown that this has been my career for so long. My job, I haven't been fired.
Jasmine would be my favorite coworker.
That's a good thing.
I haven't been fired. It kept me afloat. It kept me, bills paid, able to do for myself, not ask people. It really kept me happy.
Okay.
It kept me safe. And, Chad is one of my bosses. I've been working with Chad now for maybe 15 years with the Dream Girls Review. So I come in with that.
Chad Michaels.
And all these other, illusions and stuff. That's where I come from. So, it's all good for me. I never regret doing drag to keep it as a career. Some people always question it, like, are you sure you want to do that? A lot of people that'll make it through or whatnot. But then it's like, I like it. And I was moving fast in the drag world. So I already seen that, this is going to be your career. You're going to really make it through. Just pay attention. When people tell you stuff, listen, because I haven't been here that long, but everybody else been here 25 years. I'm only here 4 years. Pay attention. So, I didn't have any bad you know, I had a really good drag career. I mean, it was beautiful from the gates.
Now, I want to ask a quick question. I saw Chad, he wanted to ask something. I'm going to wait 1 minute. How did you come up with, I'm Jasmine Masters, I have something I want to say? How did you come up with that?
I have no idea. Let me tell you what happened. I was talking to a couple of girls online and stuff. They was asking about, you know, pads and stockings and will you buy this, will you buy that? And I was telling them this, and they was like, thank you, because, you know, I live here and the girls don't, you know, really help us out, or we don't know how to get stuff. We don't know anything. So it just really bothered me that, you know, the girls wasn't helping the new generation out. When me, myself, when I was coming up, all I got was help, you know, from every queen that was around her. But if there was something I was doing wrong, something I needed help with, if it was a question, they was always there to help me. So I couldn't wrap my mind around, like, why nobody's helping each other. So after talking to a couple of girls about it for about a week, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna make a video. And I just gonna say, you know, talk about it. But I didn't never know what the title or what I was going to say. I just said, I'm Jasmine Masters and I have something to say, and then went from there.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Now, Chad, you want to ask Jasmine something, right?
So, yeah. So, Jasmine, I've actually known of you for years. I actually go to LA regularly. I unfortunately have never gotten to see you perform live, but one of the favorite things that you ever did, which I love, is your Nene leaks. That is like pure talent. I fucking live for it. Now, here's the thing. When you went on Drag Race, I was like, this bitch is going to slay. She's going to be in the top 3. And I said that twice. And you went home earlier than probably most people had projected, including yourself. Now, do you think that this has hurt you career-wise? Or do you think that it, you know, that it's actually, even just making it on the show has opened up doors for you? Because my personal opinion is, if you like a bitch, you like a bitch. If she's funny, she's funny. It doesn't matter where she placed in an event, right? If they're talented, they're talented. But not everybody. I was a competitive figure skater, so like I understand how the worlds work in terms of competition. You know, you're not always going to end up where you're going to be. Now, do you think that it's opened up doors for you or not, regardless of how you placed?
Well, it definitely opened up doors for me because if I never had been on the show, I never would have made it to London. So when people say, how do you feel like you didn't lose? You went home early. Well, baby, let me tell you something. I've been doing drag for years. I was getting paid $25, $50, $75, $100 sometimes if we was lucky. I have been working for chump change and making it for years. So if I could get on the show and they're going to pay me more than what I was making around the corner to do what I'm going to do in another state and have some free fun and free trips, I win all around the world, you know. So it didn't close any doors. It opened a lot of doors for me.
Now, you know, Jasmine, now that you said that, where do you think we should go now? Like I watched a video the other day when you said that the girls needed, the young children, they need a second career, which is true. But I do see an opportunity that the old school girls, even though they might be strict and kind of mad at the young children are getting all the spotlight, but there's a real opportunity here now for the old school girls to bring back the celebrity impersonation in these theater aspects, because of that is what's missing, that you can do 6-7 nights a week and sell. You cannot, I love RuPaul, but you cannot sell that 6-7 nights a week to the average person.
No.
Now, what do you think these girls should be doing now?
Well, you know, I don't know what they should be doing, but I do encourage a lot of the young girls to always find a character. You know, I always tell them, let me tell you something. It's a lot of drag queens. Every drag queen is not a performer. Every drag queen is not an MC. Every drag queen is not a host. Every drag queen, you know, can't go up there and sing a song, rap a song, and some drag queens just wear clothes and model. You know, everyone is not an entertainer. But I tell the girls, find you a character that you could impersonate, because that'll always set you aside from 100 other girls who about to do some blams on the floor. Because what I have learned from my coming out the gate early, my first paid gig after 3 years of doing drag, I never got paid at the door. I was able to keep some tip, but a lot of times I was doing benefit shows for the Imperial Court System because I was a part of them. So I was the benefit queen, basically. My first paid gig was me doing Tina Turner Proud Mary for 5 minutes. That's when I was like, wait a minute, y'all really make money off this like this? I just did Rolling on the River. And I grabbed 3 people to be the background doo-wops people with me. And I made this money plus a good tip. Oh, okay, character is where it's at. So I started looking more into Tina Turner, impersonating Diana Ross. I just started going over with different impersonations because I knew this will always set me aside from somebody. So if I need to put on the show by myself, I could do 4 or 5 characters and get them the show on their own. And I tried to tell the young girls that because all y'all look the same any damn way. So you gotta stand. You gotta stand. You gotta stand down some type of way.
Yeah, because you know, this is what I don't understand is these young children are on the internet all day long. But let me tell you something. Elvis has been dead for 50 years. Marilyn Monroe's been dead for 50 years. All these people have been dead for years, but yet their estates are raking in millions of dollars a year. This
and
should tell the
and
young
there's still
children
impersonators
something.
out there to this day. I just did a party for somebody's 70th birthday party, and I had the Donna Summer, and there was a Marilyn Monroe and a Judy Garland there, and both of them are dead.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there looking, and baby, when they stepped out, the crowd went crazy.
You see,
it would never die.
This is what I don't understand. It's not so much that I don't, because I know when you were on RuPaul's season 7, am I right?
Yes.
Now, when I watched the show and I tried to watch the young children, they could not get any of the impersonations as close as we do. It's almost like they don't care. They want the party, but they don't want to do the work to make the party happen.
Right.
Now, when I looked at Drag Race in general, RuPaul's Drag Race, now I commend her for us. I commend her for us because this is just, she took us to the next level. But yet, I still think when all this is over, the young children aren't going to get anything in the long run from this but that. Because now you have to go into the workforce. You have to figure out, what do I do with RuPaul's Drag Race? How do you sell RuPaul's Drag Race to senior citizens? How do you sell RuPaul's Drag Race to 45-year-old business people in government or average hard-working people who are looking for that sit-down, drink experience, dinner experience? How do you sell RuPaul's Drag Race to them? So what do you think? Now, like I said, today the show was all about Patti LaBelle. And I really want to talk more about the impersonations as well. Now, where do you think, I know Patti knows that the gay community has been a big support system for her.
Many years.
Now, did I see you on the stage with Patti LaBelle?
Oh, yes, plenty of times. Yeah, I've been on stage with her like maybe 15 times, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a lot. I used to go to her concerts, and I didn't dress up. I would just go. I always went. I always have flowers for her. Oh, and I had like this poster here. She signed it somewhere on here. So I always went. Then one time I was like, you know what? I think it was my birthday. And I was like, I'm going dressed up. And I went dressed up, and the people loved it. She called me on stage again. I was whatever, and I told her that I was the one that always came and brought her flowers and posters and stuff. And she was like, "Oh my God, that is you." So after that, every time I was going, her people would know I was there, and she would know I was there. So I could kind of feel, or at least I could be just imagining in my mind, but I was hold on to it. I kind of feel when she would come out, she would kind of look for me, like see where I'm at, and then she'd spot me or whatever, or whatnot, and she'd point at me or blow me a kiss or something like that. And when Lady Marmalade come on, it seems like she waited for me to get up. Like she'd wait before she started calling people up. She'd say, "I'm looking for," and then she was like, "I don't care if you're a drag queen," and I'm sitting there in full drag. So it's like, oh. Then but a couple of times I showed up and I didn't get on stage because I was getting on stage like 2-3 nights back to back to back. She be in San Diego, I'm on stage there. She come to Orange County, which is an hour away, I'm on stage there. She come to LA, which is another hour, I'm on stage there. So people started thinking I was a part of the act. So I was like, no, I'm not. So then I kind of felt like I was being selfish. And, because I knew people who really want to get up there. And I'm like, well, I have the experience. So let me let somebody else go up there. But after that first time, I let somebody go up there and I went home looking sour. I never did it. That is not my problem. I love this woman for years, honey. And every chance she's in town, I'm getting on that stage. I don't care anywhere. I'm getting on that stage.
Well, the experience that we're very lucky as the gay community that a lot of the celebrities embrace us, whether or not it's their true feelings or their stance around whatever they feel. But the fact that they recognize us and embrace us and acknowledge us is an amazing thing. And it doesn't happen to all of us, because there's been many people that have gone to concerts for years and got no recognition for the celebrities. And on that note, I just want to say thank you, Jasmine Masters, for being on the show today. Chad, do you have a closing question?
Oh, God.
Or I just want to say, in closing, I want you to come up with something for I'm Jasmine Masters and I have something to say.
Okay.
To close us out. I want to just say thank you for being on the show today. Girl, you were hilarious. You were very good, very funny. I enjoyed this, and you have taught us and educated us a lot. And before we close out, after you finish, I'm just going to close out with a little something, and then we'll end this interview. I just want to say thank you to Miss Jasmine Masters for being on the show today. She's an amazing performer. How do we get a hold of you if people are looking to book you?
Jasmine Masters on Facebook, Jasmine Masters 76 Gmail, Miss Jasmine Masters on Instagram, Miss Jasmine Masters on TikTok, YouTube, Jasmine Masters. You can find me. I'm here.
Okay. So can you close us out with a little? Can you close us out with a little something?
All right. I am Jasmine Masters, and I have something to say. I just want to say, Stephanie, from the bottom of my heart, I have always heard about you. I have always seen your work, and I've always admired you. And I do believe if it wasn't for girls like yourself, it would have been harder for me to do the things that I have done in my lifetime. So I just want to say, if nobody ever told you thank you, I will be more than happy to say thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I know all your hard work, whether I was there or not. I know you put in a grind that others don't even imagine I'm doing, others that would never fill your shoes. But I thank you because of you is who I am. And I will take that to heart.
Thank you, Jasmine Masters. That was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, on the show today, we had the incredible Miss Jasmine Masters. I have something to say. Thank you, Jasmine. Okay. Have a great week.
You. I love you. Anytime. Call me again. I want to chit chat some more with you.
Okay.
All right. Bye, Chad.
Bye.